So the HomePod was one of the products that Apple made a few years ago, and I finally got my hands on a HomePod Mini, and I want to kind of explain, I guess, my experience with it and whether you should still pick one up as of right now. I will tell you, it kind of really depends on how you look at it. So the specific HomePod I have is the $100 one that is still available from Apple. They do not sell the HomePod, or at least the original HomePod anymore, which is a very interesting choice from Apple, but I'm sure you can still pick them up in the used market and whatnot. Now these HomePod minis are really only good for one thing really, and that is if you're, super engrossed in the Apple ecosystem, and let's say you have a bunch of different Apple products. Well, a really good thing with a HomePod Mini is that you have the ability of essentially linking it up with a ton of your different products, and it can help manage those products as well, which is actually really cool. But maybe I'm getting a little bit too ahead of myself. This is supposed to be, a big competitor against any Amazon Alexa products or Google Home products or anything remotely close to that. This is supposed to be one of those products that's supposed to be kind of a competitor to those ones. Now, a big reason why I bring that up is because those products aren't going anywhere, and I don't think this HomePod Mini is going anywhere either. I think a lot of people might end up actually picking one up, which is really cool. So on the outside, you basically have this mesh type of surrounding around it. It's like a circular, it almost feels like a baseball in your hand, and it's like a circular type of design, and I think it looks really cool. I think it looks really futuristic. It reminds me a lot, I don't know why, of that trash can MacBook Pro, or trash can Mac Pro for the most part, and I think it looks really cool. I think it looks awesome. Now, it's almost like a circular speaker that's built in with inside of it. So it gives you, at least from Apple, this 360 degree audio, which sounds really cool. So I've had a couple Google Homes that kind of give you the same impression as well. So this is no different than that for the most part. Now on the top, this is basically where you have a little screen that you can kind of, mess around with. Now you can raise the volume up, you can raise the volume down, but what's really cool is at the top it does actually light up, and it gives you some really cool, kind of coloring on the top of it. So it's kind of like a screen, but not really. You can't play a video on it, but you do have that little built-in coloring system inside of it, which actually looks really cool. So when you mess around with it for the first time and you tell Siri something, well, it'll actually blink at you, and it's almost exactly like the Siri that you have on your phone. In fact, it is exactly the same exact Siri that you have on your phone. So I think, again, that's actually a really cool thing. And anytime I actually go ahead and pick one of these things up, I think it's actually really nice, the things that Apple did with this, and I think that in and of itself is a really cool thing on top of it. Now, this Siri, basically, if you want to, interact with it, you can say, "Hey Siri," and then it'll start, blinking, and it can really do whatever you want to do with it. And you can ask it exactly the same things that you can ask your normal Siri on your device. So I think this is kind of a double-edged sword. I say that a lot, especially today. Essentially what this is, it's a bigger Siri device. If you're somebody who already doesn't use Siri like myself, you're really not going to find yourself using this product all that much, if I'm being honest. I think this type of product has, a humongous place in society, but only if you really use Siri. I've noticed that even times that I try to force myself to use Siri, it just doesn't even work. It works, but it's just not something that works seamlessly in my life. But I know a ton of people who use those types of products, like Amazon Alexas and Google Homes, and they work very, very well, and they kind of streamline into their device a little bit better. So Apple does kind of give you a few different use cases of how you could do this. I mean, you can play songs through your specific HomePod, which actually sound very, very good from this small device. It actually has a pretty decent speaker built within it. You can find your products if they're built within, Find My Device, so you can, find your iPhone if it's lost or whatever, and it can, kind of ring those devices too, which is cool. If you have home products, if you have, smart home accessories, you can actually tell them to raise the temperature or, decrease the temperature. You can check the front door locks. If you have those automatic blinds, you can turn them on or off, or swipe them back and forth. So that's another really cool thing that you have built within them. But like I said, it really just depends if you already use Siri. I've noticed, like I said myself, if I try to force myself to use Siri, it really doesn't work all that well, and it just kind of gets a little boring, and it just almost seems like a waste of money. So I will tell you, from what this product does, it actually works very, very well. From the times that I said, "Hey Siri," and asked it something, most of the time it works. Sometimes it would make me wait to find something basic for the most part. But I think if you're already engrossed in the Apple ecosystem, and if you use Siri a lot, then I would say, hey, this is actually really cool. But if you just want something like in the morning where you can just play a song or two from, you want another dedicated device to stream music from if you use Apple Music or whatever, then I think that's another really cool thing you have the ability of doing as well. I just don't really know if it's necessarily worth the money, if I'm being honest, but honestly, the choice is up to you. I will say pick it up, try it out. If you enjoy it, then go for it. But personally, I didn't really find myself using this product all that much when I was actually kind of going through and using it. So in terms of that kind of covers it up. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.